Please.
Yeah.
Look at his face, y'all. Yeah. You hear the high pitch? Usually Cap got some bass in
But
his
I'm gonna
voice.
tell y'all,
This time
but by you saying that, you kind of conceding to what I'm saying. You just standing with your boy.
No, I'm not just. Oh my goodness.
But that's why you put it as an ISBK member, because
What am I learning from this? And tell me what the song is. Really, what am I learning from this? Absolutely nothing. Let me go ahead and let it play.
Hey, shalom, Makim shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Hakudash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us His truth and also teaching His truth, and much peace, love, and salutation to the elect. Beginning with the 144,000, all the way down to the large multitude that believes, and who the Lord will deliver in these last days. To you all I say shalom. I'm the brother Tazamah from the Great Millstone Dallas camp, coming back today with another quick lesson. And I pray this lesson will be edifying to the elect and to the point. And the title of this lesson is literally going to be, what am I learning from this? All right, and you have Elder Apostle Tahar that's pretty much doing a commentary, if you will, on this video that was put up by Captain Tazariak. It says, Captain Tazariak invades God Logic. God Logic Studio is Jesus God's salvation for all. You know, and as you see here, you have Captain Tazariak sitting side by side with God Logic, whether he's there or not. You know, he could be there, and maybe a green screen, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, what edification is coming from this? You know, here it is. The scriptures talk about, it tells you not to sit with unbelievers. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. You know, so, you know, Captain Tazariak, what the hell are you doing sitting down with God Logic, with somebody that, you know, doesn't believe in what you believe in? He doesn't believe he's a Hebrew Israelite. He doesn't believe that we're the true Israelites. And his whole motive is to so-called destroy, so-called destroy, because he ain't destroying shit, but to so-called destroy the our doctrine that's been delivered unto us. And you sitting side by side with the enemy, man. What's up with that? I'm talking about he got you comfortable. You sitting down with him in the studio. Y'all sitting side by side and laughing and kikiing together. What the fuck going on, man? And then secondly, what edification is coming from this, man? What am I learning from watching this? You see, you Israelites, man, you Israelites, man, y'all do not take Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua seriously, man. And it's going to be very apparent whenever Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua begins to judge his house, as the scripture says that the Lord will begin at his sanctuary in Ezekiel the 9th chapter, man. You see, Captain Tazariak and all the rest of you guys, man, you guys are not taking this thing seriously, man. And it's already made evident, but Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is going to make it even more evident when he starts dropping bodies, man. But again, you know, what the F are we learning? And what are we learning here? Like, where's the edification at? Does not the scripture say this? Romans the 14th chapter. This lesson ain't gonna be too long, man. I was just listening to this on my way home from the gym, and I'm like, man, what the fuck is going on, man? You see? Romans 14 and 19, it says, let us therefore follow after the things which make for peace, and let things wherewith one may edify another. And what does the word edify mean? Edify literally means to build up. Okay? When we do these lessons, when we're on the highways and hedges and we do these videos, all right, and we're anytime that we come out the Bible, anytime that we come out the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, all right, it's made to edify. Okay? That word edify in the Greek is oikadami.
Strong's G 3619, oikadame. Oikadame.
All right, you have oikadame. All right, oikadame. All right. And when you get the definition here, it says in the New Testament metaphorically, edifying, edification, like Elder Apostle Gabar's page is what called daily edification, daily exhortation. Okay, so when you edify, you also exhort. i.e. the act of one who promotes another's growth in Christian wisdom. And when it says Christian wisdom, it ain't talking about so-called westernized Christianity. It's talking about the wisdom that comes from Yahweh through Yahweh Shai. All right, Christian wisdom, piety, holiness, happiness. And that's not what's going on here in this video. Edification isn't being made in this video. Y'all just over here gossiping and kikiing, man. Again, the scripture says, sit not together with unbelievers. God logic doesn't believe in the same thing you believe in, man. His whole motive and his whole notion for his channel is to so-called debate and to prove us wrong. But you want to be friendly and you want to be, you want to be hand in hand. The scripture says, though hand join in hand, the wicked should not go unpunished, man. You over here want to be hand in hand with the wicked. And yes, God logic is the wicked. Now he's an Israelite, so he's going to ultimately come back in the kingdom. But on this side, man, you like it. You supposed to liken this man into a heathen man. The scripture says, "And heretic after the second, after the first or second, a heretic." Let me get that real quick. And heretic after the first or second admonition reject. I know it's in Titus. I know I spelled that shit completely wrong. I know it's spelled differently. Admonition reject. Here it is. Yeah, heretic is spelled. I know it's spelled a little bit different. This is Titus chapter 3, verse 10. All right, it says, "A man that is an heretic after the first and second admonition reject." Let's read that in the NLT. "If people are causing divisions among you, give a first and second warning. After that, have nothing more to do with them." See, so you know, we've done countless videos on this guy. You know, he's done videos on us. We've done videos on him. He isn't going to get it. Okay, you know, God logic is not going to get it. So what do you do after the first or second admonition? What do? You reject, man. You leave him alone. And when I say leave him alone, I mean you just, you know, you don't deal with him, man. We do the same thing with Vocab Malone. That's why we say, beginning with the apostles on down, Vocab Malone comes out to the camp and he's on that bullshit, call the cops, because there's no point. What's the point of going back and forth with somebody like Vocab Malone, or going back and forth with somebody like God Logic and having a debate and something? Because it's all about money. At the end of the day, it's all about money. It's all about fame. It's all about notoriety. That's the reason as to why you guys do these things. Is Jesus God? Debate Jesus God. Debate the Trinity. Debate is Jesus God. It's the same thing. Or can the Gentiles, the actual Gentiles, can receive salvation? It's the same three arguments, man. Maybe four. The fourth one being the virgin birth, the actual, you know, Yahweh Shai, who they call Jesus, but we know his name is Yahweh Shai, was actually born of a virgin. It's the same arguments, man. They're not going to get it. Move the fuck on. That word heretics is hairetikas. All right, hairetikas.
Strong's G 141. Heretikas. Heretikas.
All right, that's that word for heretic there. All right. And when you get it here, it says this. It says schismatic, factitious, a follower of false doctrine. And we know Christianity is a false doctrine. So you're supposed to reject anybody that's coming with that notion, man. God logic ain't gonna get it. He ain't gonna just, Eureka, I see the light. Oh, you know what? I am a Hebrew Israelite. He ain't finna do that. But once again, Captain Tazariak knows that. Captain Tazariak knows that. He's not going on God Logic's platform and these different platforms debating this person and debating that person because he ultimately thinks one day they're gonna understand and get it, and they're gonna save a soul from death. When I say save a soul from death, I'm talking about in the book of Jude, it mentions saving the soul from saving the soul from the error of his way. They ain't thinking about that. They ain't thinking about that one bit. They're not going to get it. And again, there's no edification coming from this conversation. It's just them laughing and going through comments, and there's no edifying. There's another scripture about edification. Let all things be done to edification. Edification, let all things. Let me see if I can find it. Bear with me. Here it is. Yep, this is it. Romans 15:2. Let every one of us please his neighbor for his good to edification. Building up. That word edify literally means to build. There's no building up going on in this. What you know, who's learning what is I can't even speak correctly, man. Who is learning anything from this conversation? If I'm somebody just tuning in, what am I learning from this? If I have no clue what the hell's going on, what am I learning from this? You know? Now, granted, I didn't watch the whole video. So maybe in the video there were some points, maybe, but like I said earlier, man, it's the same argument. It's the same points. God logic ain't finna go into Isaiah 34. He's not finna go into Revelation 13, Jeremiah 49, 50, 51, Obadiah 1, Joel 2 and 3. You know? Zechariah 6, Zechariah 14, Revelation 18, Revelation 17, Revelation 13, Isaiah 13. He's not finna go into these prophetic breakdowns, man. You know? They ain't finna go into that. So why even waste your time? 2 Timothy 2 and 16. But shun profane and vain babblings. Avoid it. Avoid profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness. Let's read it in NLT. Avoid worthless, foolish talk that only leads to more godless behavior, man. This is foolish talk. Once again, ain't nobody learning jack shit from this conversation. Excuse my French, but it's just the truth. Nobody's learning anything, man. You know? 1 Timothy 6 and 20 says, O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust. Avoid profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so-called. You see? It's a vain and empty discussion that doesn't lead nowhere. It's not leading to edification. It's not leading to me understanding and knowing Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know? Guarantee you in that whole conversation, the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai wasn't used. I can guarantee you that. And if I'm wrong, then hey, prove me wrong. And if I'm wrong, hey, Salaki, I will openly apologize. But I guarantee you the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai were not used in that video. Sirach chapter 21, verse 16, it says, the talking of a fool is like a burden in the way. See, like a burden in the way is like a something that could cause you to stumble. See, a burden is something that hinders you from moving forward, right? The talking of a fool is like a burden in the way, but grace shall be found in the lips of the wise. See that? If in the lips of the wise, grace is going to be found, man. Edification is going to be found. They inquire at the mouth of the wise man in the congregation, and they shall ponder his words in their heart. As is a house that is destroyed, so is wisdom to a fool. See, you could speak words of wisdom unto somebody like God Logic, but he ain't going to take it seriously. That's why the scripture says, cast not your pearls before the swine, man. At least they trample over your words and render them, and they'll go back against you, for lack of better words. Sirach 21 and 18, as is a house that is destroyed, so is wisdom to a fool. And the knowledge of the unwise is as talk without sense. You see, having a conversation with somebody like him doesn't make no sense. It's a waste of time. Because it's not going to go nowhere. It's not going to lead nowhere. And they can sit here and be like, well, you never know who's listening. Yeah. But at the end of the day, the scripture says, go not in the presence of a foolish man. You know? Sirach 27, last verse. Sirach 27 and 13. The discourse of fools is irksome, and their sport is the wantonness of sin. Because realistically, when it's all said and done, God Logic has you on your platform to make you look like a complete fool, to make you look like an idiot. And we know that we know way more than these Christians, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, we know way more than these so-called Christians. So why even waste your time even going on their platform? You could be like, oh, well, it's just to prove them wrong. Well, we've already done that. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, it's already been done. Okay? Sirach 27:13. The discourse of fools is irksome, and their sport is the wantonness of sin. The talk of him that sweareth the talk of him that sweareth much maketh the hair stand upright, and their brawls make one stop his ears. The strive of the proud is bloodshedding, and the revelings are grievous to the ear. All right, that's going into something else, but the main point is verse 13. The discourse of fools is irksome. You know, when something irksome it irks you. You know, because it's like, man, this shit's annoying. Like, it's annoying. Matter of fact, let's get the definition real quick of irksome, or the wantonness of the word. Etymology. Irksome. It says bothersome, troublesome, annoying. It's annoying. When something is irksome, it's annoying, man. To trouble someone, disturb, hinder, annoy, be lax, slow, or unwilling in doing something. Be displeased or discontented. Be weary of, be disgusted with. And this is really just disgusting because you ain't learning nothing, man. It's a complete waste of time because there's no edification being made. Over here laughing. Let's listen to this bullshit again. Over here. You over here laughing like y'all best friends. You over here laughing like y'all high school buddies and y'all ain't seen each other and y'all was like, yeah, man, come to my podcast, man. Yeah, man, I got a little podcast. Yeah, I'll come to your podcast. You podcast Israelites, man. You podcast lights.
Okay, member, because
What am I?
well, while you saying
Would you, and I, oh boy.
the same thing,
Exactly.
I'm literally just rewinding it back just so y'all can see. All right, we're at
You
this
did
is
say so.
22:34. Let's see what comes from this.
Because I just want you to know I'm not being biased.
You're definitely being biased.
No, I'm not. Because remember, when we was there, I pulled you to the side and I
No,
showed
you said the same thing.
Exactly.
But you have to.
No, it was me and you.
But
Nobody
you,
was around us.
but you still have to. You're not gonna tell me, hey man, you beat my boy.
Why wouldn't I say that? If you actually beat him.
Because you know that's how Christians are. Christians
Let
are
me
not
ask you,
that honest, right?
if I debated an ISU BK member, would you, and I beat him, would you admit that I beat him?
Yeah,
Please.
yeah.
Look at his face, y'all. Yeah. You hear the high pitch? Usually Cap got some bass in
But
his
I'm gonna
voice.
tell y'all.
It's not you.
But by you saying that, you kind of conceding to what I'm saying. You just standing with your boy.
No, I'm not just. Oh my goodness.
But that's why you put it as an ISU.
Again, like Apostle Tahar said, what am I learning from this? What am I learning from this? What's going on here? And again, man, you Israelites out there, man, that think this is a game, and you really honestly think that what you're doing is serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai and it's for the edification of the body, but it's really about filling your pockets. All you fake ass niggas out there, may Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai destroy you and your families, man. Cause man, this ain't no game. All this bullshit that y'all got going on, man. All this goddamn folly, man. This flood behavior. This wilderness behavior, man. Y'all don't take shit serious at all, man. Here it is. The Lord is giving us something to take deadly serious because our salvation is on the line. But man, all Jake want to do is just fucking play games, man. And I ain't getting mad. It's just like, damn, it's like I see what Moses was going through in the wilderness. Jake just want to play games and not take shit serious. But it's all good though. Because when Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai start dropping bodies, all right, when he starts dropping bodies, that's when Jake gonna want to try to take things serious, man. Anyways, with that, man, call hello Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai B'Shem HaKakodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, great millstone, and taught us his truth, and that's what teaching is truth. Much peace, love, and salutation to the elect. Until next time, I say shalom.